Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this week's video, cancer specific video. Every Tuesday we upload a new video exclusively specifically around cancer survivorship, in addition to the general video on health, well-being, Ayurveda, herbal medicine that we release every Thursday. And in this video, fundamentally important one to be aware of if you're living with cancer, particularly if you are going through chemotherapeutic treatment or you're due to start chemotherapy soon, okay? Because we're talking about the profound, incredibly evidence-based benefits of the herbal medicine Astragalus, okay? I want to talk about what astragalus is. I want to talk about why the evidence is so compelling, and I want to talk about the best way of using it, particularly in culinary form. Okay, astragalus root is one of those herbs that yes, you can use in capsules, yes, you can use in tinctures, but I think generally speaking, it's best used in culinary form. And at the end of the video, I'll talk about a brilliant way of using that in a beautiful drink version. Okay, an astragalus chai latte kind of drink, which is how I use astragalus, particularly in the winter time because it's such a powerful immune tonic. Okay, so do check that recipe out. So. Astragalus is a root medicine. Okay, so it comes from the root of the astragalus plant. It's primarily used in traditional Chinese medicine. It's a Chinese medicine herb, medical herb, but it's been widely adopted by other disciplines, Ayurveda, particularly Western herbalism. Astragalus is used very heavily. Okay, because of the profound benefits it affords. Interestingly, in the Chinese traditions, it's called a qi tonic. Okay, so chi is our life energy, our vitality, what gives us our oomph and our strength and our vigor. Okay, and astragalus is known as kind of one of the most important chi tonics. So it has a really revitalizing, re-energizing impact upon us. And the Western research supports that because in the Western understanding, astragalus is one of the most powerful, one of the most effective immune tonic herbs in the world, which means it helps to tonify and strengthen the immune system generically. But when we then funnel that research, that generic research, specifically into the cancer survivorship arena, we see some profound gains. Okay, and these are ones that are really important to be aware of. And when I'm talking about cancer survivorship in workshops and seminars or in my membership, the Ayurvedic Mentor, I usually talk about astragalus as one of the 5 most important herbs that people living with cancer need to be aware of. Okay, and I want to talk about why. So the first one is that, and I think this is really important because there's so much negativity and kind of almost helplessness and hopelessness in the dialogue around chemotherapy. Okay, that it's this, it comes with horrific side effects and you have to grin and bear them, and there's not much you can do about it. Okay, that dialogue needs changing. Conventional medicine has increasingly effective, treatments to mitigate the side effects of chemotherapy, but so does natural medicine. And what's so interesting is that clinical research shows when you use astragalus, okay, alongside your chemotherapy regime, okay, 2 amazing things happen. Firstly, the effectiveness of the chemotherapy increases in terms of its ability to destroy cancerous cells, but the side effects also reduce. Okay, which is the holy grail of chemotherapeutic intervention, maximizing impact and minimizing side effects. And astragalus has been shown to initiate that kind of response. Okay, so profound gains. Secondly, and this is another fundamentally important one because neutropenia. Okay, neutropenia, suppressed immune counts, immune suppression as a result of chemotherapy is one of the most common side effects of treatment. And it's a significant one because it can often cause treatment to stop or be delayed, which is going to reduce the impacts. So if we can prevent neutropenia, if we can stabilize and support immune function during chemotherapy, it's an important clinical gain. and an important clinical target. And what do we know? We know that when Astragalus is used alongside chemotherapy, it does that. It's been clinically proven to reduce the rates of chemotherapy-induced neutropenia. Okay, so that's fundamentally important from a practical perspective. Um, I think the one of the most kind of practically empowering benefits of using Astragalus is its ability to reduce broad, overarching chemotherapy-induced side effects. Okay, and I think rightly so. We know chemotherapy comes with nasty side effects, and most people who are about to start chemotherapy are rightly anxious and quite concerned around those side effects. And the most common, the most debilitating side effects usually include things like nausea, vomiting, fatigue, body aches, toxicity. Okay, and again, what do we see? We see that when Astragalus is used alongside chemotherapy, big meta-analyses, so studies that are pulled together, all of the available results show that when people going through chemotherapy and post-chemotherapy are using Astragalus, they see a clinically significant reduction in nausea and vomiting. They see a significant reduction in cancer-related fatigue, in toxicity buildup, and then overall, crucially, they see an increase in overall quality of life, functional quality of life. And that includes broad spectrum parameters like mood, energy, vitality, sleep, appetite, all of these kinds of things. So these are win-win games. Okay, then we can funnel in a little bit more specifically, because if we move beyond just the treatment's benefits, there has been really fascinating research that has tested the actual anti-cancer effects of Astragalus against quite a wide variety of different cancer lines. And we now know the clinical evidence is quite robust that Astragalus is able to induce cytotoxic, so cancer-killing impacts around ovarian cancer cells, breast cancer cells, gastric cancer cells, liver cancer, blood cancers. Okay, and probably lots of other cancers as well. They just haven't been tested. So it's not just about reducing side effects of treatment. It's not just about increasing the effectiveness of treatment. This amazing herb actually has the ability to destroy cancer cells in and of itself. Okay, and last but not least, and this is very unique in terms of causative research, is some fascinating research that shows that actually those using Astragalus, when if individuals with leukemia who are using Astragalus have now been shown to have extended, prolonged survival times in comparison to the people with the same prognoses who aren't using Astragalus. Okay, that's early research. It needs further investigation. It needs to be expanded out into other cancers. Okay, but the fact that we have research to show that the use of a herbal medicine can actually prolong survival in individuals with a specific type of cancer is profound. It's compelling, and it makes us sit up and say, well, these are benefits I want to be making the most of. If you look at all of those benefits we've just outlined and explored, it's a win-win. Increased treatment impacts, reduced treatment side effects, improved overall quality of life, proven anti-cancer impacts, potentially life extension. It's just a win-win. Okay. In terms of safety, and this applies to all herbal medicines, okay, obviously I'm talking about the Astragalus here in a generic context, not an individualized context. So if you're thinking about using a herbal medicine, you must, without exception, talk to your consultant about it, your clinical care team about it, and make sure they are happy for you to use it. Make sure they sign off on it to make sure it's safe in your individual circumstances. Okay, with that said and done, Astragalus is an incredibly safe herb. The side effect profile is incredibly robust. The adverse reactions are incredibly rare, and it's been widely tested in cancer. Okay, so in terms of how you use it, you can buy Astragalus in liquid tincture, you can buy it in capsules, but like I said at the start, you buying the dried herbs, the dried root rather, you can buy dried Astragalus root really easily online. Okay, try and get organic. Okay, definitely want to be using organic. And the reason it's better used, I think, and traditionally why it's better used in culinary form, is that you can use bigger doses. Okay, because it's not, when you're using a liquid tincture or capsules, very concentrated, where if you're using it in culinary form, you can use bigger doses because it's contained within a food or a drink. And the absolute best way, I think, of using Astragalus is the famous Astragalus chai latte. It's a taste sensation. It's brilliant at extracting all of the medical compounds of Astragalus. It's easy to make. It's got lots of other immune boosting, gut health supporting, anti-cancer herbs in it as well. Okay, and it's just a win-win. Okay, so the full recipe for how to make Astragalus chai is included in the video description below. Okay, so do check it out. As always, if you have any questions around Astragalus, the evidence, how it relates to you, please let me know in the comments below. Do check out the recipe, and like I say, we release cancer specific videos every Tuesday, so please do subscribe to the channel. That way you'll stay updated when they're released and get an update around what they're about. Okay, so like I say, any questions, let me know, but other than that, I will see you all soon.